right, welcome back to another installment of the 94 podcast. We got a jam-packed 94 podcast installment coming up right here live in CCX studio. I'm Brook Eddle. I'm joined here by Jim Bushy, and we got a special guest, recurring guest. We got Coach Chauncey Williams Bearfield. Welcome back, Coach.
Coach is here. He's here. I see. He's just muted at the moment, but he's here. We were just talking before he came on the air. He's been doing great. Can't wait to hear more stories from Coach. Coach, how you doing?
Doing great. Sorry, I had my volume muted there. Thank you guys
Audio
very
is
much
kind of
for
low.
having
If
me.
you could just bring up the audio.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It was just kind of low. Okay.
Okay, my apologies. I was just saying thank you very much for having me back on the podcast. It's been a long time, and I never take this opportunity lightly to be on your platform, and very thankful for being here.
Absolutely. We love having you on. Always great dialogue, and we get to learn about the intricacies of football and just having just good back and forth and a real genuine connection with you. So we do appreciate you having back on the podcast and just being able to kind of also we could talk about all your ventures since the last time we got connected. I know Jim and I have been keeping track of Hopkins Royals football. You guys have some huge milestones this year. You guys went again and won on homecoming, so you're 2-0 at Hopkins, 2-0 on senior night, and you're also just had a great start to the season where you guys were also road warriors and beating teams on their homecoming night. I think you was it Coon Rapids? I think you guys spoiled their homecoming. So you could also share a little bit about the season and just kind of recap how the year has been going for you, Coach.
Man, I really appreciate that. So our season was very interesting. We actually got out to a rough start. So we ended up starting the season 0-3, actually. Then we got on a 4-game winning streak, which was great. And in that winning streak, we did go on the road and we ruined 2 homecomings, Coon Rapids and Roseville. So that was cool. Being
Nice.
able to get wins on the road is a big thing, especially in 6A football. These home crowds are loud and the fans are into it. Student sections are into it. So it's a big deal to go anywhere and get a win, let alone get a win on homecoming. So that was a big deal for us. Some notable milestones in that is, going back last year, we snapped a 30-game losing streak. And this year, last year we snapped a 30-game losing streak. We ended up getting 3 wins and had a 3-game winning streak last year, winning senior night as well as homecoming last year. So us getting 4 wins officially put us at a winning record for the first time in many, many years. We won our district, the Metro Maroon District. That was the first time Hopkins football has won their district, regardless of the district and all the different realignments, since 1992. So that was pretty cool to do. One senior night, one homecoming, and we went on that 4-game winning streak as well. I was named the Metro Maroon District Coach of the Year, which is pretty cool. And our
awesome.
quarterback was named the Trey Moore, our quarterback, all-world sophomore quarterback, was named the Offensive Player of the Year. And our freshman phenom defensive lineman, Cordell Givens, he was named the co-defensive lineman of the year. So pretty good year, man. We'll take it.
Absolutely. Yeah, kudos to you, both winning Coach of the Year and then also your quarterback Trey Moore winning Offensive Player of the Year for the conference. That is major accolades, and we're just seeing already in year two the changes. You're breaking 33-year-old records for Hopkins, and I'm sure everybody in Hopkins is excited to see what's coming up next in 2026. So yeah, we're just taking a quick look at some of the. You had some seniors. Can you maybe Jim? You can also interject too with some questions.
Yeah.
But the seniors, I think that's kind of special because you got to see them for 2 years, and then this is your first. Is this your first? I mean, you had seniors last year, but like this is the seniors that have been with you the longest are going now. Are you gonna like? I guess the question that I have here for your coach is like, are you potentially seeing some of these players come back as coaches in the future, possibly?
That's a really good question. And just in regards to mentioning our seniors, thank you for doing that. These seniors,
Absolutely.
every group of seniors are important. Don't get me wrong,
Right.
but these seniors have been with us for 2 years. They were with us the last 2 years, and everything that we've built, they were very, very instrumental in doing it, so couldn't do anything that we did without these seniors. So, very, very sentimental, very memorable group of kids. And just some notable things to mention, these seniors, they've been around, most of them. The large majority of these seniors have been around since, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade. And, that 30-game losing streak, a lot of these kids, we mentioned last year when I was on their podcast, is that a lot of these kids have never, until last year, never won a game. So there's a group of seniors from last year that literally hadn't won a game since seventh grade. So seventh grade football, eighth grade football, ninth grade football, going all the way back, as far as you can go, 5, 6, 7 years. No wins. So for
Right.
them to stick it out for all that time, continue to answer the bell, playing football, violent sport, physically demanding sport, emotionally taxing sport, with no wins, and then for them to have endured all those dark times and hard times, and come out and end their senior year with a winning season, in their senior year winning homecoming, senior night, having a 4-game winning streak. We had a wide receiver. His name is Ben Spildy. Literally had been in the program since, I don't know, freaking third grade, fourth grade. Senior captain, wide receiver, super hardworking, super dedicated, everything you would want in a leader and a senior. And he had never scored a touchdown. He's played wide receiver forever and never has scored. Imagine that, playing receiver for, I don't know, 6, 7 years and never had been a touchdown. So I told him, come heck or high water, we gonna make sure he scores this year. So check it out. We designed a play where it's a double pass. So one of our bread and butter passes, our plays, is like a swing pass to the running back, like a swing screen to the running back, and it had been very effective for us. So doing some self scouting, we say, you know what? If I'm a decent coach, I'll be ready for that swing screen. So we designed a double pass off of the swing screen. So you swing screen, you throw it to the running back, and then our running back, he used to play quarterback for us. So he was the quarterback as a ninth grader. Okay. As a ninth grader, he was inserted into the starting lineup in 6A football as a freshman quarterback, and he was the quarterback during the 30-game losing streak.
Right.
So as a cool way to get both of them involved in the offense and get them a touchdown, so we come up with that play to where Dylan, the running back who used to be quarterback, will get the swing screen, and then we had him throw the ball, double pass to Ben, the senior receiver. Sure enough, we come out early in the game, we throw the swing screen, and We throw the screen,
Yep.
and
You
it
throw the screen.
scores for like, I don't know, 60 yards. So double pass, swing screen, double pass, a
Swing
score
screen
for
double.
60 yards ends up being the play of the week in the high school football, and then we actually ended up getting nominated for play of the week through Top Line Bank. They
Okay.
were in partnership with one of the outlets, so we ended up winning that, and then also getting a $2,500 donation to our program. So Dylan, who was a quarterback and went through the dark times and suffered physical, emotional, mental abuse during that time, being a young quarterback, doing the best he can with a rebuilding, struggling program, to Ben, who had been around for all these years, playing receiver, never scoring, to where the backstory to that too is Ben and Dylan have been best friends since they were in like second grade. So they played flag football together, played middle school football together, ninth grade football, JV football. And for Dylan to throw the pass and it hit Ben for his first ever touchdown, man, that was freaking electric. And that was a very notable moment in our season.
Touchdown Royals. That's what's
Touchdown.
up. That's awesome. That's awesome. So you said Ben Spieldy, right?
Yep, Ben Spildy,
Spieldy.
yep.
Spieldy. Shout out to him graduating this year. And also, was Dylan also graduating? Was he a senior as well?
Yep. So,
Okay.
yep, Dylan Caspers.
Okay,
So he
Dylan Caspers. He
played
played
running
running
back
back.
for us this year, but he was a quarterback last year
Okay. Was he
and
a
in
two-way
years
player
past.
too? Was he a linebacker for you guys as well?
Yeah. So that's another thing about Dylan.
Yep.
Dude, Dylan has played quarterback again during those years. Last year we went with Trey at quarterback. He lost that quarterback battle with Trey. So then
Right.
Dylan goes from quarterback to safety
Okay.
to linebacker
Okay.
to running back.
To running back.
You know, yeah, this the pride of the Royals, putting team first. Senior leader, man. Not many kids would be willing and able to do that. Especially playing quarterback, the glamour position.
Right.
If I'm not playing quarterback, a lot of kids would be like, I don't want to play nothing else. I'll just hold the clipboard. He was like, forget all that, man. I want to be on the field. So, coach, hey, whatever I can do to get on the field, let me know. I'm down. So,
Right. Right.
safety, linebacker, all the special teams pretty much. Oh, he's our starting punter. He starts playing running back. Never played running back before in his life. Gets put in at running back and did a really good job for us. Got a few touchdowns there. Matter of fact, during homecoming against Parker Carter's Grove, he had what I always call a dagger run. So the big
Okay.
run that kind of puts the game away, so to speak.
Right. Right.
We ran a little outside zone, and he cut that bad boy back just beautifully. The way you draw it up, he pressed it front side. He seen that backside cut, put his foot in the ground. Beautiful execution. Bam, cuts it back, rips it off for like a 40-yard touchdown run.
Ooh.
Electric.
Wow.
House
Yeah.
went crazy.
Absolutely. That's a scene right there. That's a scene.
Absolutely. And that was not that the game was over, but that put it out of reach. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
That was a statement play. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
So
No, that.
anyway,
Yeah. No,
so yeah, man,
go on.
a lot of very memorable moments, man. A lot of very memorable moments from this season. What a season.
That's awesome. I'm glad that we could at least help you reflect a little bit and just bring up some good memories of this Hopkins Royals group of 2025. Bigger, faster, stronger, and that was going into the season. That was the motto, and I feel like you guys are fulfilling that motto of getting bigger, faster, and stronger. Bigger, faster, meaner as well. Everything that you guys are doing is tracking, and it's cool to kind of just see how this program is piece by piece coming together. And soon enough, we'll be talking about the Hopkins Royals in the Final Four. Leading into the Prep Bowl championship, where these kids get to play on the biggest stage in Minnesota football at US Bank Stadium. But that is coming soon. I could feel that. Just the way that you're talking about the culture that you're building, and then also these kids are buying in, and these kids are true gamers. They're willing to take on any role. They're, it's death to the ego. Like, they are willing to do what's best for the team, and they know that they're gonna get those opportunities as long as they're they're not selfish and they're actually putting in the work. You're gonna actually see them pop and make these splash plays. Jim, I know that we also want your take. I know you played some football too, so I just wanted to get your take on this too.
I mean, hey, that's amazing to hear that everything's going up. Players are actually willing to change position. They're not being that egotistic. Coach, I have a question for you is, how has the attitude of the next upcoming class, has it changed from like, oh, we're going into this losing system to now, hey, we have a chance to go state, or has it been like, hey, this year is our year now, it's time for us to take over? Is there more competition coming in that you're looking forward to for the next group coming in, or is it the juniors now becoming seniors? Are they like, hey, here we are now. We need to take it to the next level. We need to be better. Let's go to states. Let's go to U.S. Bank. Let's do all this stuff. Let's build on what we have.
That's a great question, and you nailed it. So you're 100% right. I've been very impressed. So our season ended, obviously, mid October or so, or whatever that was. Dude, seriously, the very next day, our juniors who are going to be seniors, a couple of them they already started leading weight room. Hey y'all, we're in the weight room tomorrow.
Love
They've
that.
been in the weight room nonstop, even with some things that we had going on. Like, we had a pretty cool last few days where we did some exit meetings. So we did meetings with the kids and their position coach to be able to tell them, good, bad, the ugly, what we need to see for them next year, whether they're staying with us or going to college or whatever. So right after that, they went straight to the weight room. So then we did a little recruiting class. So we called it How to Get Recruited. So we had a How to Get Recruited class. They were being very, very studious and engaged. But dude, they were literally looking at their watch because they had weight room playing at 6 o'clock. And I'm very intentional with trying to be on time. Obviously, I want to
Right.
respect everybody's time. So they were looking at their watch like thirsty, could not wait to get in the weight room. So that's the thing that I've been telling the kids the last 2 years. And we've seen it this year. We have 4 wins, right? And the teams that we lost to, especially with some of those lopsided scores, they just pushed us around.
Right.
When you got bigger, stronger kids, you know, you you, you
Impose
can
your
push
will. Right.
you can push another team around. I mean, that's a great equalizer. If I can move you against your will and essentially say, we're doing this all night and there's nothing you can do about it, that pretty much makes the game not impossible win, but very, very difficult. A lot of things got to go right in that scenario, and they didn't. Those bigger, stronger teams, we didn't play well against them, and they exposed us. So I told the kids since I got hired, going back 2 years, bigger, stronger, meaner is a real thing. Like, hey, if and when we fully commit to the weight room and we get bigger and stronger and we can do some pushing around, I mean, at the minimum, push back. Like, it's
Right.
over. We always gonna have the skill position guys, the athletic guys, but when we can insert our will on teams and say we're going to be pushing you around and or resisting to where you just can't push us around, game over. And they've committed to that, and I'm very impressed and very grateful that they're buying in, especially the younger guys. So we got those juniors who are leading it, but you know they've got a whole bunch of dudes behind them that's locked in and buying in. So I'm happy.
That's awesome. No, I love hearing that. Just like even like hearing about like the off season schedule is ramping up to that point where they're meeting with the position coaches on how to get recruited, and then they're still they're like thirsty for that growth. They're ready to hit the gym, pump some iron and get bigger, get more physical because they know what it's going to take for them to elevate their game. And they're just coming off of a season where they saw the team go 4-4. You won Coach of the Year. They're seeing their fellow peers win Offensive Player of the Year, so they know that it can be done. It's the hardware's there. They've seen what it takes to get to those results. And not only are you guys doing great things on the field, Coach, you guys are doing phenomenal things off the field. I want to also spotlight what the Hopkins Royals are going to be volunteering. They're going to be doing a team event coming up next Saturday. It will be a team volunteer event at Glen Lake Field, and it's going to be the Christmas tree unloading. And there's going to be 2 shifts. Are you going to be coordinating that, or is that kind of more of just like you're letting the players kind of take a little bit of the initiative to get this set up?
Man, that's a great opportunity for me to shout out my booster club, man. Dude, I have an amazing booster club and support and assistant coaches as well. So I told everybody this, like, hey, listen, as the head coach, as it should be, I get all the blame and I get all the credit. So when we do great, oh, Coach Chauncey's amazing. We love him. He's amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
When we do bad, man, that guy's terrible.
No.
Why is he here? He's
Right.
terrible. Who hired him?
Yeah.
So I say all that, laughing but very serious, is that the support, man. So yeah, my face is on the trophy, so to speak. My face is on all the programs. I get all the credit, right? But man, I would be completely remiss not to mention my amazing assistant coaches, coordinators, volunteers, boosters. Like, we truly have a community, man, and a family. You know, that's kind of cliche in sports. Oh, we're a family, we're a family. But I can tell you the truth, man. This Hopkins program, we are absolutely a family. And through all the ups and downs of the season, going 0-3, and so some dark and scary times in there, dude. And then to the highs and the joys, the sweet taste of victory, and everything that we experienced in between. We all stayed together. We stayed locked in, and our community makes it happen. So kind of going back to what you said about the events, man, we've done some dope events, volunteer things, joint partnerships with cancer foundations, like all these things that we do. Our booster club and our parent group and volunteers, they're very, very instrumental in that, and they make it happen. Not to single out one person because it's a whole crew, but man, I have my booster club vice president. She is affectionately called Miss Kelly. Her name is Kelly Caspers. She is the one. You see all that beautiful marketing that we have going on, the Instagram graphics and all the stuff, and a lot of the ideas, I come up with. She comes up with a whole bunch of them. And she pulls it all together, man. She's truly the team mom, so to speak. She makes it happen, dude. So I just want to make sure I take a few minutes out to mention Kelly and all of our boosters, all the support that we have. It's absolutely a collaborative effort, man, with some people who are really committed and bought into the vision of what we're trying to build. So, yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Definitely not a Chauncey thing, man. It's absolutely a we thing.
Gotcha. It's a collective effort, and yeah, shout out to Miss Kelly Caspers on making sure that the team stays connected and also just staying grounded. I think that's the major thing. Going through a schedule, you've done it twice now with Hopkins, and realizing how close that community is, and it continues to grow, that closeness. with you and the community. And I love seeing that, and that's awesome. And that's what we want to promote here on CCX, and just the community involvement and the impact that sports brings to a lot of these young lives. So yeah, just keep doing the great work. We love seeing that. You being a friend of the show, we'd love to have you continue to come on and share these great stories. And we would love, I know that you guys are, wrapped for the season, but yeah, we would love to, if willing, if you're able to come in with, some of your coaches and players, and just kind of also see them in person, and also just kind of hear their stories and how they got involved with Hopkins Royals football. Really excited to continue to see you grow, Chauncey, and all you do at Hopkins, because I know you're a winner, and that's what Hopkins is learning day by day.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. I would love to bring some of the kids in and coaches in. Like I said, there's a lot of faces and names, that nobody ever gets to see. They see me, they hear me. I get all the credit, but the number one, the players, they're the ones that go out there and play, and then there's coaches who work tirelessly to make sure that our kids are um, being put in the right situations to be successful. So yeah, I'd love to take you up on that offer and get the wealth spread, so to speak, with opportunities to share and to discuss.
Love it, love it. Okay, yeah. I know before we jumped on here on the 94 podcast, we were all chatting pre-production. Jim, I know we mentioned some high school football. I know there's some high school football going on, but are you also paying attention to, I guess, like some of the current streaks? I know that Maple Grove just had a streak that just got snapped. I got to bring this up because this is, like a local team that's huge. And, Chauncey, you know this, knowing that Maple Grove is the northwest suburbs. But them losing to Lakeville South, what happened? There was a kid that scored 6 touchdowns, right, Coach? There was, this kid just came off the radar, but
That was the story of the game. You know, everybody who's following high school football had Maple Road winning, and honestly winning by a pretty good margin, 14, 21 points. So that's the thing I tell everybody is in 6A football, man, it's literally, any given Sunday is kind of the NFL term, but any given Friday, dude,
right.
There's great coaches on this level. There's great players on this level. And any given night, man, you come out there and you're not playing at your best, you can be beat.
Right.
So, obviously the young man went off for 6 touchdowns, but that's a hat tip to his coaches. That's a hat tip to that program. And for him, taking control and taking over the whole entire game. And Maple Grove, they've got an all-star list of coaches over there. So for them to not to find a solution for taking that kid out of the game, that says a lot right there.
Absolutely.
1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns is like, okay, whether it be halftime or, on the sideline. All right, so whatever his number is, let's just call him number 7. Hey, number 7, we got to take him out the game. Double coverage, roll coverage, whatever, press him underneath and put somebody over the top, or whatever the case may be. But we can't let him wreck the game. And 6 touchdowns later, game wrecked. So
right.
for me as a coach, I'm highly, highly impressed by that performance by that young man and also by that coaching staff. And they deserve to win the game. If you rip off 6 touchdowns with one kid, you deserve to win. So on the other side of that, Maple Grove, if you give up 6 touchdowns to
Oh yeah,
Right. If you give up 6 touchdowns, that's going to be a tall task for any team to recover. I mean, Maple Grove, they had a target on their back all season. I mean, you're going into the game with a 23-game winning streak. Teams are going to give you their best every single time out. And this was that unfortunate event for Maple Grove. Lakeville South served top-ranked Maple Grove with an eviction notice on Friday, November 7th, that removed the Crimson from their reign as the Class 6A football champions. The Cougars did what no other team has done in the past 23 games, by not only posting a victory, but won in convincing fashion with a 49-31 trouncing in the big school quarterfinals at Eastview High School. Lakeville South used a potent ground game that produced 292 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns by junior running back Griffin Dean. That snapped Maple Grove's winning streak at 23 games over the last 2 seasons. The Crimson were only undefeated team in the 8 remaining the only undefeated team in the remaining 8 teams in the Class 6A. Senior running back Nick Swatson added a 75-yard TD. The Cougars created a 21-3 halftime lead behind 3 of Dean's touchdown dashes, and Maple Grove had an offensive production via touchdown pass with senior quarterback Caden Harney to senior wide receiver Josh Thompson, a short touchdown run by senior running back James Engel Jr. So the Cougars will advance to the semifinals next week at US Bank Stadium to go up against Moorhead. The Spuds, playing in their first season in Class 6A, defeated Centennial 35-21 on Thursday. The other Class 6A games that we got going on were Edina and Eden Prairie. Edina edged out Eden Prairie 23-21. I believe Eden Prairie had taken a 21-20 lead on the scoring drive that lasted all but 28 seconds of the third quarter. The marathon drive was capped on a 1-yard run by senior running back Justice Bates. The Hornets, the Class 6A runner-up in 2023, had lost to Eden Prairie 40-19 in Week 3. So that was a nice get back for Edina to continue on and take out their rival Eden Prairie. In Minnetonka, they beat St. Michael Albertville. Do we still have a coach? I just want to make sure we still have a coach.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep. I know you guys went up against St. Michael Albertville, and I know that it's nice to be like, hey, at least the team that got us got to. But Minnetonka took care of them in the in that matchup. So the Skippers will get a shot at Edina next week in the semifinals, and we just know that that's just going to be a really good matchup. So Edina and Minnetonka are going up against each other. And I think the other games was Class 6A, which was Minota and Lester Prairie, which is a different class. I don't expect you to be like, oh yeah, I know these players and coaches. It's a little bit different, but just seeing like the level of these teams, and I know that just gets your fire burning for next year. So I'll put it to bed here, but it's just really exciting to see the hotbed that Minnesota's become for high school football talent that turns into college football talent. And we can talk some college football, because I know college football has a lot of things to unpack, especially now that we're in November. We're getting a lot of these college football standings. I think there was Memphis and Tulane that happened yesterday, where Memphis lost to Tulane, but Memphis would have been in the college football playoff if it started yesterday. I don't know. I just want to kind of bounce ideas off with you guys. For college football, you guys been tracking it, or what's your take on the season so far?
I've been loosely following it. I haven't been really locked in too much.
Okay.
With our season and everything going on, but this time of year it's a little easier for me to watch and track.
For sure. What do you think of Indiana, though? They're number 2 overall in the nation, behind Ohio State in their own conference. But Indiana back again at 9-0, and I don't know. I think they have reestablish that winning culture in Indiana because before you would think of Indiana, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's where Antoine Randall went to college, but you would never really associate Indiana with winning college football. Indiana was known as a basketball school, still is, but slowly, Coach Sig is changing that narrative into more of a, hey, this could be a powerhouse of athletics at Indiana.
Yeah, I think it's a testament to the coach. You know, he got that big extension, rightfully so. He had only been there for a short period of time, and he's completely flipped the script, not just with the roster, but also with just the mindset and the identity of that team. So, you know, they play not just fancy, high flying football, but they're a very physical group. You know, and they bought into his identity and his vision for the team, and they are legit. You know, being 9-0, especially in the Big Ten,
Yes, sir.
uh, that ain't easy to do. And you know, kind of like we were talking about with high school football, Big Ten is another conference where any given week, even the big dogs have to go out there. Ohio State's had some dog fights this year, you know, where you got to go out there and play your best to win every week. And now that they're the hot team as well, you know, that bullseye's on their back even more so. So what a coaching job by the coach and his staff and those kids. They deserve everything they're getting.
Absolutely. And one thing too, like Jim, feel free to also interject as well. When Indiana's winning in these games, like I've seen games where they're up like 56-3 against UCLA, and then they pan over to the sideline, they show the coach, and he's upset. He's not satisfied with that lead. He's like, we're only up 53. Why are we not shutting them out? Or why are we missing this assignment? Is that kind of just like that coach of just like, I want to be as close to perfection as possible? You're not going to get there because, you know, you saw Nick Saban and his style, and he does come from the Nick Saban coaching tree. Surprise, surprise. But he's seen that live with Nick Saban and Alabama and what they did with their dynasty and what Alabama football stands for. But then now you're seeing that with some of these like coaches like Dan Lanning with Oregon. They're very intense, in your face. Like, hey, we're trying to, you know, beat this team so bad, or like just be able to take this team's like guts and just spill it on the field. Like that's what I'm getting with this Big Ten. Like just this whole lineup here. Even with teams like Illinois, they're a resurgence there, where Illinois is top 10. Like you never were talking about Illinois being in the top 10. And you got Oregon number 3. So the top 3 schools are in the Big Ten. You got Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon. That's insane. That is insane. And I think from there, I guess like the current rankings, I believe, is showing Ohio State, Indiana. I think then it drops into Texas A&M, Alabama. Then you get the SEC after the first 2 are Big Ten spots. You never really heard of that before NIL, really? Like I feel like NIL has definitely like evened a little bit of the playing field for the most part. I don't know. Jim, you look like you have a thought.
NIL is good, but to help spread the talent. But you look at all these schools up there. Are still the big top schools. You have Alabama. You have the history. You have Ohio State. Their history. I'm looking at the top 25, and maybe 1 or 2 of them are like, hey, like these teams benefited from NIL. What it does is make it feel like the top teams. It feels like NIL's not doing anything. I mean, it is doing something. It's giving other small schools a chance. But if they don't have the booster clubs, they don't have the money to spend, and the players too. it's on the players because they think that like, oh, I'm gonna go sign these big deals at this place. I don't care if I play. I want this money. Now they're just getting everything. I don't know. I've said this before. I do not like NIL. It's Pandora's back box has been opened. This is the consequences. I think it really just screwed everything up.
Just like those
NIL,
monkeys that got loose in Mississippi. I mean, like,
yeah,
we can talk about that too. I mean, I don't know if you heard about that story, Coach, about I-59 and the monkeys
Ugh.
just getting released. It's like a Halloween movie. It's a Halloween movie.
Oh my god, totally is. But NIL, I don't know.
Sure.
I'm not. I've never been a fan of it. I think it. I understand that name, image likeness is a big thing. I know
Right.
that a lot of people are like, "Hey, this is fine with this because, well, the schools profit on them." But what about all the D3 sports people who? And I have to say that from my experience because my sports only got paid because of college football and college basketball. Those schools don't have money. So if you have a kid who is very talented but he's not good in grades or he just wants to play, where is he going to choose? Is he going to choose a D3 school, maybe try to develop more, or is he going to try to coast on his name and image and likeness and going to be, oh, I'm just going to sign this deal so I can get the money. I don't like NIL. I think NIL has ruined, not ruined sports, but it's you could see the tolls. You've seen all the headlines. You've seen all the stories about kids leaving because they're not going to get paid. It doesn't feel like it's a sport anymore. It doesn't feel like it's you're there to get better. You're just there to get money. And I've said that thousands and thousands of times. But say it again. I do not like NIL.
That's okay. That you're entitled to your opinion. I think NIL's here. It's a good thing. Because
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying that at all.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm not saying like I'm saying that it's a good thing for the players because for so long they were putting in a lot of
Let's play
work
years
on
and they're
like
not
they were
getting paid.
they were building stadiums. Like Johnny Manziel built a stadium for Texas A&M, and I know that he went maybe on the off the beaten path to go get whatever he felt like he was owed or whatever at that time was available to him, signing memorabilia, this, that, and the third. But realizing that Georgia, Ole Miss, schools like Oregon, Texas Tech, even Notre Dame, they've been doing this.
They're
Like,
the top team. They're the top teams. Everyone knows them. It's not like NIL has come in and be like, hey, here is Cincinnati. Because I saw them on one thing. They're not a top. Now that they can start paying people that they're going to get the best players and they're going to compete. Nothing. What? Tell me what has changed
I
other
mean,
than kids getting
Vanderbilt's 7-2. Like they used to be the opposite. They used to be 2-7, and people like Nick Saban, they saw Vanderbilt as a laughing stock. Now Vanderbilt has some coin. They're able to attract more players to a bigger city, Nashville, and they're in the SEC. I think that does help that you're going up against NFL talent. Like I'm not saying that players don't go to schools because the university, like LSU, they're having a down year, but kids will always go to LSU because of the aura. They want to play in Death Valley. They want to play in Baton Rouge. They want they want the history of the SEC.
These have been established already. They've been established as, hey, these programs, they have great. Like Vanderbilt maybe is like the odd one out. They're the only one I've seen who actually turned things around. I don't have the numbers pulled up, so I don't know how much they're spending on NIL, how they're spending against anyone else.
Right.
And then another thing, like if season ends, you don't play. I'm just gonna go somewhere else. I'm like, there's no commitment anymore to anywhere. It's hey, I want money and I want to play. And if I don't do that, I'm going to leave you and I'm going to go somewhere else. And like I understand you want to go somewhere else to play, But if you're doing it for play and money, it's just like, okay, you're just greed. It's just greed coming your way.
Yeah, that's what Carson Beck did with Georgia. He was the quarterback. He won a championship with University of Georgia with, I believe it was Stetson Bennett at the time. He was his backup. And, he got them to the SEC championship last year, gets injured. I think Gunnar Stockton took over. He played the rest of the season. And this year, he's like, hey, I'm going to decommit from Georgia because I don't want to potentially lose my job. And then you got to realize these universities, they're looking for the best opportunity to win, and they just realize, hey, you're Carson Beck. Like, hey, we're probably not going to pay you what you're asking. So Miami was desperate enough. So it is an open free agent market for these players. And I know that you're just like, that's going against the traditional mold of college football. I'm sorry. This is it. Like, we're not going back to where guys are staying there. I know it's different. It's different. Right.
I understand. We can't go back. The door has been opened. We can't go backwards. But there has to be. At what point are we saying this isn't college anymore? This is the minor leagues of football.
It's like
or this is a separate
amateur
league that doesn't have anything to do with college. They just use the college's image for that. Because at no point, this is like free agency. It's like going to free agency after a season. Like, okay, you don't like where you play. Okay, well, I'm going to go somewhere else. What are you teaching these people? Because once they get to the pros, because I'll use Carson Beck as an example, he'll probably go pro.
Yeah, he'll probably go pro. Like,
he's gonna get there.
Given that, like, he has the opportunity to display his talent still at Miami, he's probably going to go pro. Maybe he might latch onto a team, get an opportunity similar to
here's the thing that they're they're role models. A lot of kids who watch football, they look up to the college people. Like, hey, my favorite player went to University of Florida. I want to go there. I want to be a Gator. Or my favorite player went to Notre Dame. I want to go to Notre Dame.
Right. I want to go play for the Irish. I want to be a Golden Domer. Right.
Now they see that, hey, they're hopping around because they don't like what they see. Oh, well, that's totally normal. I guarantee you by, 2040, there's going to be no commitment. Where it's just like, they're either going to be a rule in place where you get to stay for two years, or or people are just going to be like, hey, I'm just going to go for 1 year, for one semester, and then I'm going to transfer out to go somewhere else. And all these colleges are going to be like, well, we wasted money on this kid just for what? 10 to 14 weeks?
It's very fickle. Like you're dealing with these college athletes that have been given more liberties than they've ever been given before.
Really deserved too.
Right.
Really deserved.
Right. This is just the evolution of the game. I'm really excited to see like the matchups this week, but we would be remiss if we're not going to talk some NFL before we better do. And also, I want to congratulate the Los Angeles Dodgers on being able to survive that World Series.
I did not want them to win.
Okay.
I did not want to win at all.
Hey, I mean, someone had to win it. They were the team that, just like the Broncos, somebody had to win that Thursday night game, but they did it. Like, both teams played poorly enough to both lose, but the Broncos outlasted them 10-7. Real quick, we got Vikings, Ravens. I'm just going to throw some of these games out, so I just want to get your thoughts on them. Giants, Bears, I think that's going to be a really good game. Other games I'm looking at, Falcons, Colts, Patriots, Buccaneers. That might be sneaky game of the week for a noon game. So you got Drake May and Baker Mayfield. You got Saints, Panthers, division rivals, so they might be a little bit closer than people expect. Same thing with Jaguars, Texans. Cardinals, Seahawks, the resurgence of Jacoby Brissett. We got the Lions, Commanders. This was a playoff matchup last season. Now it's
It's
I
really
can't even
different.
recognize who the Commanders are now. Unfortunately, with JD5 going down against the Seahawks on Sunday Night Football, he's going to be out for the indefinitely until he's able to rehab his arm that just got completely like he had the foosh. Like we basically had a hand out extended and then it got completely like twerked after he was getting tackled by the Seattle defender. But it's really like it's eerie what happened though. Like RG3, JD5, they both got injured against the Seattle Seahawks on the 4-yard line, and it's just eerie in regards to and both won Rookie of the Year. Both won Rookie of the Year, and I feel like Washington is just cursed in that way. But not to get hung up on that, we got Steelers, Chargers. That potentially could be a playoff matchup. And then we get the Monday night Eagles, Packers. I know you're in the heart of Green Bay. How do they feel about the tush push coming into town?
I mean, after last week, they were a 13-point favorite to beat the Panthers, and they couldn't do it. That's tough. I mean,
Any
people are
given Sunday.
excited. It's going to be a great game. The champions
No
making a
touchdowns for
return.
Jordan Love. What's going on with Jordan Love? I mean, we got to talk a little bit about Jordan Love here.
No, no, man. He's 1 week he's here, the next week he's gone. Then all of a sudden there's I don't know. It's crazy. And I think that if Jordan Love can be consistent and not throw picks and look downfield, he has a great chance to beat Eagles. If he plays like he did against Carolina last week, yeah, that's not happening. Not at all.
Yeah, you need definitely a better showing to come away with a victory against the Eagles, especially you're at home. You got to show up. Coach, are you still going to the Ravens-Vikings game?
He's on mute. Oh, here he is.
There he is.
Might if I find tickets that are reasonable, but I had been really excited about this game since I seen it on the calendar.
Right.
You know, it's an AFC team, so who knows the next time we'll see them in Minnesota.
True.
And Lamar at the peak of his powers. Derrick Henry, I'm a big fan of Derrick Henry. Him still in his prime. So it's I think it's one of them games for us Minnesota people where, I think we can kind of take it for granted. Like, oh, it's just the Ravens. Like, well, Lamar in MVP form at the peak of his powers. Um, Derrick Henry at the peak of his powers, or near the peak. This could potentially be the season where they break through and get an actual Super Bowl.
Right.
So for them to be here, it's kind of a big deal. Long story shorter, so I'm always pulling for Lamar. Obviously being an African American quarterback, being an underdog, equally as important as his race. From the moment he declared for the draft, everybody's saying he should be a receiver and blah blah blah, and everything he's accomplished, in his career so far. Even with falling short in the playoffs a bunch of times, as it stands right now, he's the highest rated quarterback ever.
Ever.
In history. Steve Young and Tom Brady and Joe Montana and John Elway and all these greats that's come before him, and he's the highest rated quarterback for his career,
Right.
and still building. So, to say the least, excited about the game. I'm going to see if I can snag some reasonable tickets and slide up there. But if I don't, I'll definitely be glued to the tube, locked in for this one.
Do you think this game's like a trap game? Because the Ravens haven't been playing good. They played good last week against the Dolphins, but it's the Dolphins. I don't see Lamar at his peak. He's in his peak right now, but I think he still needs one, maybe 2 more weeks to get full Lamar. But do you think it could be a trap game coming up for the Vikings?
I mean, for the Ravens, I would say more for the Ravens, because the Ravens coming in, They've got the high-powered offense. The defense, the last couple of weeks, have stepped up in a big way, and that was the issue with them outside of Lamar getting hurt. But the first few weeks of the season, their defense was atrocious. So then, compounding that with Lamar's injury, that made it difficult. So I think the pressure is on the Ravens. They've got to get wins stacked up to get back in the playoff hunt and to try to win the division. I think the Vikings, honestly, are playing with house money. You got JJ making another start and trying to figure that out. So that's a built-in kind of quote-unquote excuse. Young quarterback, coming back from an injury, da-da-da-da. So I don't think it's a trap game for the
Then
Vikings at all. I think it's a big pressure moment for the Ravens to step up and get this win.
Right now, though, the Ravens are favored in this matchup. Like, just so the matchup predictor, it's 62.5% Baltimore and 37.2 Minnesota. And what we're seeing is J.J. McCarthy led a spirited win against a division rival against Detroit. The one thing that Minnesota needs to watch out for is that emotional letdown going up against Baltimore, and also the track record is these games do matter between Minnesota and Baltimore. The last couple of matchups, has actually played out in Minnesota Viking history. The game winner, so whoever wins this game, two things. There's two paths here. It's a fork in the road here for the Vikings. You go to the NFC Championship game if you beat the Baltimore Ravens. That's happened the last several times, 98, 2009, 2017. Is 2025 one of those years? Or if you lose to the Baltimore Ravens, we've seen a coach get let go. I'm not saying Kevin O'Connell needs to be let go. That's not what I'm saying. It's just but if they were to lose, that would be like kind of the narrative of just like, all right, is this where things are headed? But I'm not saying that he's going to get fired if they lose. It's not like, oh, you got to win this game at all costs. Yes, you want to go out there. You want to get above 500. You're at 4-4. You have a young quarterback playing in his fourth career game. Think about that for a second. Like, this is his second full game at home. I know his first home opener was atrocious. He played his worst professional game against the Atlanta Falcons, got injured. Now he's back. Now it's back to, can the defense be able to play complementary football against Lamar Jackson? Because I think when it comes to it, the Ravens are going to look for the opportunities with Lamar using his mobility to extend plays, because Brian Flores is going to throw a lot of things at Lamar, and you got to figure out what works, what doesn't work very quickly, and be able to adjust. And I think that's going to be huge too. And also on the offensive side for Minnesota is being able to get a run game going, especially for a young quarterback, because I feel like the game is slowing down for J.J. McCarthy, but you got to help the quarterback here by running the ball a little bit more. And I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be probably down to 24-21. I'm going Ravens on this one. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm going Ravens just because Lamar Jackson, two-time MVP, he's just so tough. And I feel like this is a gotta-have-it game for the Ravens.
I'm going to go simple and easy. Give me the Vikings 27-24. It's going to be a last-second missed field goal by the Ravens. It's going to be a great game, but I think the O-line is our big problem. Is going to step up to help JJ out where he can and be able to help secure this one, because he's there. JJ is there. There's flashes of JJ being able to prove that he is better. He is the guy, but this is a step-up game for him. And I'm going to go 27-24 Vikings.
Okay, that's a thrilling finish. Coach?
I'm going 35-21 Ravens.
Woo!
I don't see JJ keeping pace or outdueling Lamar.
Okay.
It's going to be a great test, though.
Okay. No, that's a good game. Like, excited to see which team shows up for Minnesota, which team shows up for the Ravens. Both teams have been Jekyll and Hyde in regards to how they've shown up in some of their matchups, and both teams are trailing in their divisions. So we'll see how that goes. But we do appreciate you joining us on short notice. We do appreciate it, Coach. And congratulations on Coach of the Year and all the accolades coming up for you. So we do appreciate you jumping on the podcast here on the 94 podcast. Any last words before we sign off?
No, man, just thank you very much again for the invite. Congratulations on all your success with your podcast and your platform. God bless you guys. Stay healthy. Be well.
God bless. All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes. All right. Thank you, guys. Until next time, we'll see you at the TOP, and we're out. Peace.